Hi, I'm Lara Kipp. I'm a lecturer in theatre and scenography at Aberystwyth University, and I was the scenographic artist for In the Silence of Blossom, an Arts Council Wales funded research and development piece with the Motion Pack. So I was responsible for the costume, set and lighting of In the Silence of Blossom. I was working together with Billy Maxwell-Taylor, who's the choreographer and artistic director, and also one of the performers for the piece, and Stefan Janik, who was the sound designer. One of the key questions for me in this process was, how do we work creatively, collaboratively, but at a distance, because Stefan was first in Italy and then moved to Berlin in Germany, and Billy was working from Llanteg and then London, and then the residency in South Wales, and I am based in Aberystwyth. I got to making some samples, and we had a workshop with Billy and a local dancer, Eluned Owen, where I could try some samples on them, which was very useful. And thanks to the wonderful technical staff at the Theatre, Film and Television department in Aberystwyth, I was able to pull various bits and pieces of costume from our costume fund of pre-existing costumes, because that was a key consideration for us as well. We wanted to make sure that we had ecological considerations playing into every aspect of the show as well. So reusing extant costumes was something I thought about if I could make them work aesthetically for what we had in mind. So it's always really trying to find the balance between the aesthetic, the economic and the ecological, but we were lucky. I had some costume pieces from the wardrobe of the Theatre, Film and Television department that worked. So I remembered that we had a production called A Thing of Beauty that had featured neutrals, so had featured tank tops like these in a sort of medium grey, which was part of the colour palette. I was thinking about the sort of grey of a cloudy Welsh sky. So that worked, and I found them in the right sizes. And what I wanted for the costumes, for the dancers, was not to be absolutely uniform. So they should be similar enough. So all three of them had grey tank tops, but they were slightly different in structure, ever so slightly different in colour. So there was a sense of these are individuals, but they belong to the same world. So that was a key thing for me. And then the one piece that I did insist on making for myself were the trousers, because I had a sense of the shape that I wanted, this sort of twisted tulip shape. So this is actually a whole circle folded in half and folded back onto itself. So you get this wrapped effect, which I had made a sample. I was able to get an end of the roll bit of boiled wool and made a sample that Billy could try on when he came to do the workshop with Eluned. So I could see how it moved as well. That was another key consideration, not just the association of wool with Wales and of wool as a natural and regenerative fibre and something that could be recycled at the end of its life, but also wool moves very, very beautifully. I used scrap fabrics that I had left for lining the inside, and it turned out I had this beautiful piece of bright pink silk lying around, and I thought that was a lovely touch because it actually is hidden when the dancers wear it, but we know it's there. So it adds an extra layer and is a sort of nod to the idea of blossom as well, this sort of sudden flash of colour that comes out.